Radio Star Worldwide Towers and on demand 24/7. It's Charla Awakened. Realize real joy. And now, here she is, your host, bringing joy worldwide, Charla
Well, hello. This is Charla Anderson with Charla Awakened for such a time as this. This time is December the 10th, 2015, and an amazing, remarkable, unbelievable year is just going to explode to a finale in the last 3 weeks of this year, and I'm just in awe of all the things and people and places that I've been attracted to this year. It's been remarkable, and I'm so grateful, and I always live in gratitude. Of course, that's huge. It's a huge part of who I am. And my show, Charla Awakened, is to awaken you, to help us wake up, love people where they are, and love them through the changes that are happening in this world right now. And it seems like there's so many things happening that sometimes we live in fear or confusion. And we are put on this earth for such a time as this. This is the exact time we are designed to be here. And my job is to help you to understand that you have every single thing inside of you to be who you are called to be at this time, to absolutely stand in your power and know that you have everything you need to be exactly who you're called to be. And you know, for such a time as this, you have the authority to do all things, to stand in your own power. So this is my message in Charla Awaken. This is my job, to continue helping you through that. And I am just so incredibly honored and blessed to have you be here with me today and to introduce to you one of my really precious friends. And I had a Yes conference this summer, and you know, it was kind of a random thing, but hell, nothing's random, right? So the dynamics and things that have shifted coming from that, the Yes conference, which I hope to have more of. I got to see Mary Beth and Lucy, who were my dear precious friends, that we moved forward with that in June of 2015, and I got to see them again this last weekend at a gathering, New Paradigm gathering too. So we're having a great time. In one of my guests today, Wanda Ironheart, was also at the Yes conference, and so many dynamics in our world have shifted because I believe because of that meeting and gathering of people that we have.
Absolutely.
So, Wanda Ironheart is here. I'm in her home. She's an amazing healer, an amazing miracle worker, amazing manifester. She does so many things, and I just want you to introduce yourself, say a little bit about who you are, and what you do.
Okay, well, my name is Wanda Ironheart. That's my Lakota name. My dad was a Sioux Indian and from South Dakota. So I'm registered with Cheyenne River. But there's so much more to me than that. It's been a really, really long journey for me. Making mistakes, learning from my mistakes, and recovering from my mistakes to become a really, really powerful Karuna, Holy Fire, Reiki Master, and a instructor. But instead of me going into...
Do you mind pausing just a moment? I believe that Radio Star, this is a radio program, and we're also videotaping, okay. So I want to get Radio Star back. If they come back.
Oh, just a little technicality.
Yeah. I need to make a network connection, so, okay. Okay, so I didn't get on your wireless, which is the problem
Rustic
here.
Apple 091.
Okay, just taking it off airplane mode.
Okay.
I had just put it on airplane mode. Sorry about that. Hope we can edit some of this out. Yeah, we are on the air live radio.
Right.
No, we're not. We're not on the air live radio, but
Okay.
we are. But it's during my time that people are listening for what happened.
But it may start up any second, and so they'll keep the peace.
Alrighty. Technical difficulties. Why turn it on? Airplane mode is not on. How did that happen? Okay. Are we on?
Hi, everybody.
Yes, okay. I'm so sorry. Wow. Okay. I tried to put it on airplane mode and it didn't. And then introducing Wanda Ironheart and ready to continue with her introduction. So, pardon the break.
Okay, my name is Wanda, and I'm a Karuna Holy Fire Reiki Master, and I'm also a Lakota from South Dakota, Cheyenne River. That's where my father was registered, and I've been doing healing for, let's just say, a good 15 years now. I teach classes as well, and my thing is to pull your vibration up, to remove anything that's stagnant, that's keeping your vibration down, and that's what I'm an expert at. And if you notice that when you pull your vibration up, then it's easy to manifest the things that you want. But instead of me sitting here tooting my own horn or talking about myself, I have brought some of my students that have taken my classes and some people that have actually had sessions with me, and I would like to introduce those in, and we'll hear them talk about it and then talk about, their experience with me. I mean, what a better way to get to know somebody.
Absolutely. And I personally have seen miracles in your beautiful little, I don't know, what do you call it, a room?
My healing room.
Healing room.
Yes.
And I personally have seen miracles in there that I believe that people are changed just by your 15 or 20 minutes with them. Mm-hmm. And I've witnessed it several times, including my daughter, which I thought was amazing, yes. And some of my friends and some of the people here as well. And I personally have had it as well, and I took your Reiki class, and I'm so excited to be entering into that conversation as well, because it's all energy.
Yes,
right? It's all energy. There's nothing but energy. We're made up of energy, all of those things. So it is, it's beautiful to see people. What I've noticed is whoever you're talking to, you kind of zone in on what their perfect, maybe their issue or maybe their gift. I think you do both, right?
Yes.
So that's really amazing. And we have, you want to introduce Dale?
Yes, and this is Dale. This is my good friend Dale.
Hello, everyone.
And he has taken my classes, and he's also had a session with me. Would you like to tell him a little bit about it?
Actually, we've had a number of sessions in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
And Wanda's an exceptional shaman, healer, energy worker, a lot of labels I could put on her, but essentially she, I think, knew what she was doing from past life experiences as well as what she's learned in this life. And I think to each is given, and she certainly has her share of talents and abilities. Myself, just to explain what our interrelationship is I've always been a dreamer, and my information a lot of times comes in dreams. And some of those are in a state of consciousness that I would call the soul level, or sometimes referred to as 5D consciousness, fifth dimension, where a lot of information is given that can't possibly be downloaded in its entirety or even in a scant amount of it, but you can get the gist of it in your 3D brain mind, and so then you have to explore it from there. And some of those dreams Wanda can tap into kind of psychically or intuitively, and we can share that information, share that feeling of knowing what that's like. And I think it's a valuable connection. One of those is our sharing of crystals and the use of energies and vibrations and healing assistance that they give. I have two meetup groups. One's called Crystal Ascension, and the other is the Power of Dreams. And on Facebook, I have a group called the Power of Dreams as well, which is almost at 10,000 members. So there's a lot of information that has been circulated, I guess you'd say, between us, meaning Wanda and I, as well as other people. But in her Reiki class, I've taken two actually, and they're very enlightening. I don't use it or practice it as nearly as much as I should, but my intent is more to get a rounded education of all these things and be able to use them. And once I get some information on it, I usually get a lot more in dreams. So I thank Wanda for helping me get the basis of it and the groundwork for it, and maybe even someday I'll participate with her in doing some more practicing. But again, Wanda's a very, very valuable friend and co-light worker with me, and she's introduced me to a number of people that are also quite talented. So.
And you've come from the corporate world, the geologist, is that what?
Well,
or what is your?
I do more venture capital.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not on the brain side of it. I'm on the money side of it.
Well, money is, money, that works too.
Money's good.
So, you do market crystals, and you've got a beautiful collection to display in your, I know
it's sort of a hobby that's gotten out of control, so I have to share them because I have too much for myself. But yeah, it's been a good way to meet people and make good friends.
Very cool. That's awesome. So did you want him to say anything else, Wanda?
Well, actually, I just wanted to throw in there, from the time that I have met Del to this present date, I wouldn't even recognize him. I'm telling you, he has just ascended nicely into just one of the nicest friends I have. But it's just really amazing to see people on their journey and how we all ascend into this higher beings that we're meant to be when we come here, what we really signed up for. So yeah, and he has taken my Karuna Holy Fire, and in that class I try to teach to everybody to be their authentic selves. Don't try to be me. I'm not trying to be anybody else. Just to be who they are. Take a little bit of say if you're taking 2 or 3 modalities, take a little bit of each and then wrap it all together and then make it something beautiful and authentic and yourself. That's what I can really, really stress. But yes, thank you, Del. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And did you want to add anything else?
Well, just simply that Wanda is someone like me in that she connects with a lot of different people, and it's been a great resource for meeting people that have other talents and abilities that I've been able to appreciate and relate to very strongly. And I thank you for that.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, Dale. And people can find you by Facebook or?
Facebook, Dale Meissen, or The Power of Dreams on Facebook.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, and I'm in his meetups.
Okay, so that's that's fun. And we're in the Fort Worth area, so this is an international internet radio. So we've got several. we just want to make sure that people know where to find
Certainly.
you. So thank you so much for sharing all that. I'm glad to know you again, and it's great getting to know you.
My pleasure, Charla.
Take care.
And so now we have another surprise guest. And I think that if y'all have been in contact with me or on my Facebook, it's Miss Susan Marie.
Hi. Or mine as well.
Yes,
She's
and
been
our
videos
friend
out.
from Canada. A lot of my friends have had a session with her. And she's here to tell about her session with me. Okay?
All I can say is that Wanda is an extraordinary healer, and I class myself as a pretty good healer, and I would equate Wanda on an equal or even an above level to me. Her gifts, bringing in the Lakota flavor of healing, are phenomenal, and something that I personally believe we need to embrace fully and honor those gifts that come from ancient days. There are many reasons why we should. One specifically being the earth and how we relate to the earth and how we relate as entities that walk the earth, and to honor the teachings of old from the Lakota tribe and their magnificent healing powers. Wanda has an innate ability to see spirits, to be able to pull things off that are tormenting you, as well as to do extraordinary energy healing, and you will feel the power of God move through her, and with the guidance of her helpers. Yeah, I had a session with her, and she's also very intuitive in that she was able to see some things that were tormenting me or just, bothering me, taking my energy down, and she was able to release me from that, and I had an extraordinary healing with her. I would highly recommend it.
Oh, thank you.
I love her dearly.
It's all about a vibration.
Yes.
Everything's a vibration. Just remember that.
Yeah. And she has incredible jewelry. I have a really hard time walking away from the jewelry because they're so beautiful and they're so powerfully resonating of the vibration that you need for whatever you're looking for. There's protection stones, there's stones that bring about love and healing, there's stones that amplify your gifts, and I think that they're a wonderful attribute to your work that you're doing, or even just your day-to-day protection. And aside from that, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous pieces of jewelry.
Absolutely. I try to incorporate jewelry that also alters your vibration. Anything that alters your vibration, to pull it up and coincide with what your purpose is for that day. Today I have turquoise on. I know y'all can't see it, but I have this beautiful turquoise piece that I bought when I went to Sedona. So the purpose of this is for your throat chakra, to help you to speak, help you to say things clearly. And it's also good luck. Native Americans and turquoise, Anyway, so today I chose to wear turquoise. So I kind of dress around my jewelry because I found out that the pieces, like if I'm going to gamble, let's say, then I am loaded down with citrine, a money stone, a happy stone, and it's also a merchant stone. So it only makes good sense that I would want something with good luck. So, and another way to clear your energy is sprays. Sprays like prosperity spray as well. Prosperity sprays.
Might as well go ahead and...
Yeah, so let's spray. So, prosperity spray. Also have sage spray, Palo Santo spray. That is also alters your energy, because if you spray some sage spray and you're not feeling well, something's feeling out of sorts, you spray the white sage spray and it'll calm your energy down. All in the room, it clears it. Anything that's wonky, stagnant in the room, it just automatically clears it. And then I would spray my prosperity spray and set the intention of what I want to go on after I've cleared the room.
Have you shared with them how much money you've made in bingo?
Well, manifesting, I believe, is a huge piece that people would be we may have to do a specific show just on, because you walk in abundance every step of the way. Does it mean you're a multi-millionaire in this moment in time and financially? Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe spiritually. So when abundance is more than just money, it's abundance. I always say when I'm manifesting, abundance in all areas of your life. And I mean, how big is that?
Yes.
Because with just money, that's not good. I mean, with money, health, and happiness, wow, that's the ultimate. If you're happy and abundant and prosperous in your relationships, with your job, your co-workers, that's true abundance.
And that's also a good point, because when we limit it by one specific thing,
Right.
then we could be preventing what the universe wants to bring.
Right.
So when we say abundance in all things, then we're allowing for whatever is coming in for our highest good.
That's right.
And prosperity is a word that I love. That the definition that I've heard and used is complete peace. And so when you are prosperous and you're in complete peace, that includes money, but it includes everything else too. That's
my favorite word is co-create, because I don't feel like I'm just living life and going through the motions. I truly feel like I'm co-creating my life by controlling my vibration, the vibration around me. So I can intuitively feel, oh, something's not right. So it's like flexing a muscle. I control the vibration around me. I control my vibration. So with sprays, jewelry, my intentions, with my energy, with my holy fire, Karuna Reiki, I pull that vibration up. And number one thing, I keep control on my thoughts. Mm-hmm. My thoughts play the biggest part, because they're what? They're a vibration.
That's right.
So if I'm in vibration, a negative vibration with my thoughts, then everything is going to reflect that around me. So that's how you win.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And you know, when I'm gambling, when I go to Vegas, I just went last week, but all the way there, I was pulling up the memory of when I had won before at a casino. So I'm already vibrating. I'm going, yes, I remember winning that $5,000, and I'm vibrating like I've already won. So so what does the universe do? It matches my vibration.
Exactly.
That's how I do it. I'm just saying.
And do you mind saying how much you won?
Well,
you guys were like,
first Al won, and when Al won, he won $7,500 by himself. And it was really, really funny, because we were sitting there and the room was really quiet, and he got set for a B. So when he got set for a B, it shows the color of the ball, but it doesn't show what the number is yet, and everybody's real quiet. And he goes, oh, I just know that's my number, and he starts giving me high fives, and oh, yes, yes. And everybody's real quiet watching him. He's already celebrating before he even seen the number. And sure enough, B15, and he yells bingo and goes crazy, and that was $7,500. So a couple of games later, after he kind of was joking with me, oh, you're manifesting, come on, you got to show me up or something. And I was like, okay, well, I got this. And then shortly later, I bingoed for $7,500 by myself. So yeah, we came home with $15,000.
Well, didn't you win 8 in a row the day before? Or
yeah,
like little
those
ones?
were just like little
practice.
ones. We were warming up. But yes, it's all about a vibration. But what was really funny? I noticed this in hindsight. Right before he won any money, he was saying, you know what, if we didn't win a dime, I'm still the richest guy in the world. And he goes, I'm so happy, and this has just like been one of the best trips ever. We're like honeymooning. He goes, this trip's been so worth it. I'm having so much fun whether we win or not. And then right after that, he won.
So that, to me, is really
yes.
gratitude, but also releasing the attachment. There's no attachment one way or the other. And when you can just let it go, then things show up. When you're free, things show up. When you can move into that space where you're completely at peace with the results, not attached to the results, things show up. And you're attached to your efforts.
Yes.
And your efforts are manifesting and keeping your vibration high. It worked.
That's right. It's called co-creating.
Co-creating.
I just don't live life and say, oh, I'm rolling with the punches. That's baloney. You co-create the life you want.
Absolutely. And also what's a good point is that you were winners. Mm-hmm. You went in as winners.
Yes.
Regardless of the outcome. So you're walking in the fullness of who you are in 5D.
Absolutely, yes.
You are already an heir to the kingdom. And the riches are already there and available to you in every part of your life. And this is one of the biggest shifts that we need to pay attention to as we move from 3D to 5D, is that to walk in the empowerment and the knowledge that we have access to everything. And we have to start proclaiming it. We are already winners. We are already wealthy. We are already having everything that we need. There is no striving. There is no more acquiring or desiring. It just is. And when we walk in that knowledge is when things really start happening and showing up in your life.
Let go of the attachment and just step into peace. Know that you are enough and you have everything you need. That's bottom line. It's beautiful. And I love attracting and surrounding myself with the people that are doing that and have already done it and are walking in it and being our examples. Okay, so let's get out of the negative self-talk or whatever we are and just be and just do and just step into our fullness and of who we are and do what we're assigned to do, what we're called to do on this point in the universe, on this earth right now. That's what we're doing.
That's it.
And thank you. So thank you, Susan Marie. I'm so glad to see you again. Yesterday you did miraculous things, and I'm very grateful to
awesome healer.
Yes. And they can find you out on Facebook at Susan Marie 1111.
Yes, or Susan Marie P, the initial P right now. Yeah, until my webpage gets up.
Okay. Fabulous. I want everybody to be acknowledged how they can get down if they want more information. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Awesomeness. Do you want to bring...
Okay, and our next guest is Jennifer Murphy. If you want to come over here, Jennifer.
Thank you, Susan. So she's going to tiptoe. Hi, Jennifer. I haven't met you. I'm Charla.
Jennifer, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
This is an awesome friend of mine. She's flew from Kentucky out here to come to several of my classes, and she's a Karuna Holy Fire Reiki Master, and she's also had several sessions with me. And like I said, I just wanted to have a few people on here that really know me and have had sessions and can probably explain to you kind of where they're coming from and let y'all understand kind of the services that I offer.
And their experience of that, because everyone is different.
Yes, exactly.
There's no cookie cutter here.
Okay.
So thank you, Jennifer. And you came from Kentucky, flew in?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, several times for her classes.
Mm-hmm.
What drew you to Wanda?
Years ago, I was told in my spirit, holy fire, holy fire, holy fire. And I got attuned to Reiki in Kentucky from a magical Reiki master. And I was feeling led to become a master myself. And whenever I saw holy fire, I Googled, and then I found Wanda. And you could just, like you were saying, it's vibration. I could feel the vibration over the internet. And I'm like, that's me. So her vibration over the distance. Reiki is distance. There's no time, there's no space. It's just boundless. And so,
energy and distance, yes.
Yes.
So do you, that's amazing that you chose to travel, and here you are here today on this, when she's having this time to promote maybe a little bit more and share these gifts with the world. So what was your experience when you first met her and had your session? I suppose you had a session before class or not? Do they?
She had one after class. She's came to me several times.
So
but
what
how
was your experience?
how has your life changed since your class?
limitless.
Well, that's cool. What does that look like to those of us that don't really know you? What is limit? I love that word. Unlimited. Yeah.
It makes me send more energy, and it sends me more Reiki energy out to the world because I see where a lot of people are boxed in. I mean, that's what kind of feeling it is, because again, there's just it's just like you said, you have access to everything. There is no more want. All the worries that are in front of you. I mean, you start to feel sorry for people, but then you're like, no. And then you just start sending Reiki to them, which is the whole point of, what we do and why we've been chosen first to, kind of share that. And
actually, your niche is animals, isn't it? Yes, horses. So tell us about how you do your sessions on the horses.
I send all of them energy. So I'm in the thoroughbred industry, and American Pharaoh was bred and raised at our farm. So I know for a fact that Reiki helped that horse win. You know, no coincidence, just the name in and of itself is a unifying name. And it's, you know, brought us closer together in the industry. I mean, like any business, you know, there's brothers and sisters fighting and bickering, and, you know, so that brought us together as an industry.
What was the name of the?
American Pharaoh.
American Pharaoh. Okay.
Nice. Meant to get, you know, again, just that, you know, just that's
It's a powerful name.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's an amazing name. And, you know, none of us knew that. We treat him like every other horse. Anyway, so it helped him in his gifts. So, but the animals, I send them energy always, you know, that I feel that they talk. It just kind of puts you in touch with where they are, you know, in the circle of all that's, you know, kind of going on and existing and creating, and how they help each other and all that. And I saw a cat actually before I came here, and you know, cats are symbols, and so I did Reiki with the cat, and then we spoke, and then he told me when he wanted to go away, and then he went away, and then I got free to come here. So it's just like I said, it's just a limitless abundance.
freedom. I mean, I feel like this gives us such a freedom. I get to just be. I don't have to strive. I gave that up a couple of years ago, and it's shifted everything for me personally. And then I'm discovering, and that was just me going within and learning that, and really understanding that I have all I need. Right? I already have it. And so when we learn about these other things that are just getting us out of our head and out of our circumstances, that we think our circumstances define us, but they do not. They have nothing to do with who we are. So that I love that, the freedom, the limitless, that we can do all things.
And I was listening to, it's a book actually that Wanda gave me. Is it Ruiz?
Yeah. Oh, The Four Agreements?
Yeah, The Four
is the number one
Agreements.
book I recommend all the time.
Well, there's another one. Knowledge? Something about knowledge?
Yes, it's the second part of that. Yes, absolutely.
So I was listening to just a brief part of that, and it's lies. And so whenever I send Reiki out to, you know, just people around me, just the world, you know, I'm sending it out that they just forget all those lies. Because it was just a seed of lies. And like you said, that tree of knowledge is, you know, it's just lies.
That's
so just,
right.
You know, so there just nothing matters.
By the way, when I do classes, I recommend to most of my students the Four Agreements, the book The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, because that kind of goes back and undoes some of the damage, some of the programming that we've had, to open you up, you know, to see how awesome you really are. Because everybody's really awesome, but we've been dummied down and lied to and programmed, and we're like under the government's thumb, so to speak. And so, yeah, that's a good point. But
amazing that you and I've been recommending that exact same book for years since I found it, and I was scared of it because it was in the New Age section and I was still in the fundamental world, but it changed my life. It is the number one book I recommend, and now I find out that that's your number one book to recommend. I think that's, isn't that funny?
Yes.
You know? It's like,
that's a good basic book to help understand how our minds work and how powerful they really are. Because if I can get that to somebody and work on their mind, then the rest of everything else will fall into place.
And it's so simple. It's so simple. So many of us are trying to take things so personally and make assumptions, and really what other people do has very little to do with us. So that's the premise of that book. I think that's awesome.
And that don't take anything personally. Oh my gosh, I still have to work on that.
Well, the society's walking around waiting to be offended.
Exactly.
You know, you're going to offend me, and I call it the Jerry Springer mentality. You know, so you know, we're going to sue each other because we can't. Instead of let's just love.
Let's just agree to disagree sometimes. You know,
all we need is love.
That's it, love.
So I want to. It's 3,500. So we only have like 20 minutes. This thing goes really fast, as always. So, so Jennifer's from Kentucky. So how can they find you? What is your modality or your website or whatever you...
My website is actually AfricanUnity2063.com. Africa needs a lot of help. AfricanUnity2063.com. Africa needs a lot of help. Their animals need a lot of help.
Yes.
So right now, while I'm working in Kentucky and sending Reiki out, I think that the rest of the unified world is, we're all kind of planting seeds, and I hate to say for my arrival, but for my arrival to Africa, so I plan on relocating there in the next few years. But right now the thoroughbred industry still needs me. I work for Phasic Tipton and TaylorMade Sales Agency, both top of the industry, clearly, just based on all of their achievements, and especially our first Triple Crown winner. And he also, American Pharaoh, that same winter that Reiki was done on, and he also won the Breeders' Cup Classic. That's never been done before. So he broke Secretariat's record. And
Whoa.
yeah, I mean, it's an amazing thing. And then even just the industry's changed. So you can find me in the thoroughbred industry.
So we've had other shows about Reiki, and we'll have more about that, because Reiki is just energetic healing, basically, or reading energies and sending healing. So I know that it can be done long distance too, which I learned in my class with Wanda. So do you have anything else you want to add to Wanda and about Wanda?
She is really blessed in what she does. It goes beyond just the word Reiki. It's just, if somebody goes into a session with her, she can feel what is going on. I mean, she's a shaman, and that's a gift.
And a heritage.
And a heritage, but it's a gift. Because I've known Indians that have not been shamans, so it's a gift. I mean, it's definitely a gift. I mean, she's been gifted. Whenever we're talking about that David Ruiz book,
Don Miguel Ruiz.
If someone has, if they have voices going on in their head and they're having struggles in their head, Wanda just clears the situation, and she can actually, just lay hands and feel and then say things. Even in my own son, she's, broken, he said that my son said that he felt broken glass coming out of his hand. We have no idea what that was, but he felt so much better. I mean, he just felt so much better about himself. And it kind of bumped his golf game up to the next level. A session with her, like I said, it's a first step in the road to healing, getting rid of those lies, opening your lotus within yourself, your spirit, whatever you want to call it. It's a good seed to be planted, most definitely. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, even if it's long distance, it's amazing.
I'm really grateful that you took the time to come and to share your experience about Wanda and with Wanda, because we all here have learned to really, really, really love her personally, because I don't know anybody that's just more real. Grounded, real, authentic, and fun, and masterful at what you do. So thank you for joining us, Jennifer, and I hope to get to know you more and better. And so thank you so much for coming. And we're going to bring, is it Lori next? Danny's next.
Yeah,
okay,
Danny's
we're bringing
next.
Danny. So thank you guys. We're just doing the shuffle here.
And this is Danny. This is a good friend of mine. He's became a good friend. But he is actually just like really recently taken a class. And he's like off the charts. There's some people that just get the seed planted and they just get the education, and then they really, just do minimal with it. The energy's there. They've been attuned. They've had their ignitions. And there's some people that just take off and awaken at a very, very quick pace, and they really get it. They're using energy on everything. They're soaking up knowledge like a sponge, and they're just like on top of the world. Danny is one of those guys. So this is Danny, and can you tell a little bit about the class you've taken and how your life has changed since you've had a session with me in a class?
Sure. I met Wanda it's been a little over a month ago, I guess now, and it seems like my life has been in a whirlwind. We seem to wake up early and stay awake till all hours of the night doing homework and things that we've learned. Wanda is a very amazing person and an amazing healer. The first time I remember I was in her room, her healing room, and I heard like thunder, Indian drums playing. Just boom, 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 boom. And I asked her when we were done, "Did you hear that?" But you can feel the Native American presence come through with her so loud and clear. And she has a great gift of being able to look into all people for their good and to bring that out. That's her heart and soul, is to truly touch people's lives, and she feels for every one of them. And I'm very grateful to be able to know her and to be able to experience the love that she shares for all people. I'm grateful for all the things that she's taught me over the past month. It's been a very fun and humbling ride. Something I've been grateful that she's been so willing to share, and she shares with everyone like that. And if you've never had the chance to be with her or be close to her, it will change your life. And I would highly recommend you going and taking the time, because it will be worth it. It'll be something you'll always be grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting between two of my most favorite people right now in the world. Oh my gosh, and the energy here is like,
So how was the session?
The session was fantastic. Wanda's able to actually look into your life and to see things that you may or may not have known, and to bring those forth in a way that helps you to understand how to be a better you, and how to maybe heal and to go on with your life, and how to look at things in a different way. And it has taken me, it's been a month, and I've still, every day I reflect on the things that she says and what she does. And it's more than just a class. It's more than just a healing room. It's like all of the ancient ancestors come through and talk to her to talk to you. And it's not about her, it's about the gift that she brings forth, and it's a wonderful, beautiful experience. And I think everyone that's in that room or anywhere around her feels that from her. And I am in a complete state of gratitude for her and all that she stands for. Thank you so much.
And I was one that I got to witness the very first little time you had with him. And, she goes right into humor. And you use humor. Didn't you say that?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, she doesn't really even know him, but I do, and that's really true. And I thought it was really magical in my world to see that. And then what I notice about you is that you literally can hear and see, the images, things that are in the energy coming around, and, the energy balls or the figures that, you have a capacity to really see and hear, like you heard the drums, and to see the characters that might be in your history, your ancestry that's talking with you. And you saw it in others, and my daughter and others. You can actually see what's going on while she's doing that. And that's very powerful. Yeah. And you're very gifted in that.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be awesome. He is awesome right now. I just, intuitively, my guides tell me when somebody's like on fire, somebody needs, if they're absorbing at such a high rate, I do not mind spending the time or the energy, when somebody really gets it.
And your generosity is be off the charts, by the way. Your generosity and your caring and your love and your opening and sharing and just
I tell my students too. There was a time, there was a guy, I think Chuck Murphy. He had a free healing session in Richardson, And I can't tell you how much I got from that. I would go set up, and it was like 3 hours a night. And this is when I was first starting out. And I would go there, and I would do my time and energy, and I was like really, really overwhelmed at the response I got from everybody and the miracles that were happening then. But it was good exercise for me because I would be in somebody's energy, and then, you know, it was only like 10 minutes because there were so many people that didn't have money. It was like giving back to the community. And I was doing other fairs at the time, but that was so rewarding to see them all sitting there all in a line for 3 hours to see me, and I would do 10 to 15 minutes. But the exercise of putting my hands in somebody's energy and pulling it out, and the next person come, and how totally different that next energy was, and then doing it again. And I think at that time, I was so humbled by that and all that I was learning
from a free session.
From a free session from these people that
you can't outgive.
Me. Yes, and we had some I had some great times doing that. And I was so exhausted when I very, very first started. I was like, one night I did like 25 people, and I was like snoring on the way home. A girlfriend drove me, and I was like snoring because it would just like zap me. So, but having said that, now, you know, I can work these fairs and pull my energy off and on, and then just be perfectly fine and go to the next thing. But it's all a process. But you have to use your energy and exercise it and know. And intuitively, I knew, just like when I very first started out too, somebody would be really, really sick. And when I would put my hands in their energy, say like their back hurt, and I would like get indication on my back like it was hurting. And, you know, some things went through my mind. Oh, my God, am I picking this person's energy up? Well, no. The more you do it, the more you know. That's my God's way of sending me a gift of, like, showing me where they're hurting. And it just goes away, you know, and I don't fret about it. It doesn't cross my mind now. But when I get in a session with somebody, my body kind of molds with their vibration. And then they're tapping on my body parts, and that's how I know, oh, they got a bad knee, or oh, they got some chest pain. They're holding that energy in their chest. That's just for a little bit of example of how my body is a conduit for this energy, and how I've tuned it because I've practiced. I've practiced. I do this all the time, so I'm kind of in tune to everybody's energy when they come for a session. But that's how I do it. But, you know, authentic, just teaching everybody to be their authentic self. Yes,
that's good. Mm-hmm. And when I'm going to say this quick, we don't have it about probably 8 minutes or so. This is Lori, one of my other precious friends. But I want people to know the night and day, because you have had a whole. As Danny, we're all in this about the same time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And how quickly your life transformed.
Just wow. I came over to Wanda's the first night and visited with her for a little while, and I was related to the Native American, and so to me that's okay. All right, this is really sweet. I like this. And she put me on her table, and the first thing she did is she ran her hands over my head, and she says, "Woo! You got monkey mind." And
I witnessed that one too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I was like, well, you got that one dead on. And she just kept going, scanning the rest of my body, and everything was just super, super intuitive. And I knew at that moment that this was something that I needed to really look into, and something that I needed to grow into.
Step into
and,
as well.
And so I've been around all this now for almost 30 days now, and I've had her session. I've taken her Reiki classes. I even got to go to a fair with her and talk to people about the gems and everything. And for me, I get to teach the people about the gems, and I in turn get the gift of learning.
Yes.
And so that was really special for me to be able to go and do that. But I'm growing real big. As Charla said one day, I'm kind of the poster child.
Well, and I may I speak about what your daughter said about your life?
Yes.
Okay. Or do you want
Freely.
to say it? You know, your daughter. I know that your daughter said that you are 180 degrees, or I've been told that you're 180 degrees, and they're like, is there an expiration date on this joy that you have? Because I know you're a whole lot more fun to be around.
Right.
Because you were in the.
I'm in the now. I work right here. The past is gone. The future's not here yet. I can't count on it. And I'm here right now, doing this. And they called me out to do this on here. I wasn't expecting to be here, and I'm glad that I am.
It's so
my daughters.
Yeah, I mean, I get chills about all this because these are people I love.
Yeah. What my daughters did is they asked Annie, what did they do to her? When is it going to be over with? She's mom's back. And he said there's no expiration date. This is something that she's choosing to do, and she's moving forward in the light. And they did that so much that they, I've had very long hair, and they went ahead and made my appointment to cut my hair. They wanted me to be as beautiful on the outside as I'd become on the inside. And so I went ahead and did my locks of love and cut my hair off, and they paid to get it colored. So
you're gorgeous.
Anyway, I'm blessed, Wanda, for the gifts that you have given us and the time that you've spent with us. I'm beyond gratitude to thank you for everything, and also the all of the gifts that I also got from Susan Marie, you know, blended in with all this as well. They're an awesome team too. But thanks for starting me on this journey. I'm very grateful.
Okay, and I was going to tell you, I do have some classes on my website at ironheartenergyhealing.com, but my new schedule is I've got the 15th and the 16th of January is the Holy Fire Reiki 1 and 2, and on February the 20th and the 21st is the Master Holy Fire. And on March the 19th and the 20th is the Karuna Holy Fire, if anybody's interested. But I'll have my my website updated by that time if you want to go, and you can.
IronHeartEnergyHealing.com, and you're also on Facebook, Ironheart Energy Healing.
Yeah.
So find Wanda and get to know her, get to interact with her. She can do Reiki from a distance, and it's very effective because we witnessed that as well.
Yes.
Unbelievable. And this is, you know, we are down to the last minute and of the Charla Awaken show for such a time as this. And my job, as I said in the beginning, is to help you to love you where you are, love you through these changes and shifts that are going on, bring energy, bring resources, bring love, unconditional love to your life, and let you know that that's your choice and that you have everything in you to step into your own power and be whoever God has called you to be on this earth at this moment in time, because it is a beautiful time and your circumstances don't define you, and you're perfect exactly as you are. And this is Charla Anderson with Charla Awakened for such a time as this, and always choose joy. God bless.
And say yes.
And always say yes when intriguing opportunities present themselves. Absolutely. Oh, yes, keep it rolling.
I didn't know you were calling me up here.